Good morning. Welcome to Haiku Friday, November 21st, 2025. Oh my gosh. Dewey's got some haikus this morning. Yeah, some lovely haikus. Some lovely haikus. And again, a reminder to all of you who are watching this, maybe for the first time. Maybe there may be some of you out there watching this for the first time. Sometimes the show's better than this. Sometimes it's worse than this. The best thing about it is I get to read your haikus. You send me your haikus, and I read them. It's pretty easy to do. I think I've been doing this, I want to say, since 2015. I'll have to look it up. I think it's been about 10 years since I've been doing this show every week. Every Friday. Sometimes it's been on a Saturday. I don't think I've missed any. Maybe when I was having my surgeries, I might have missed them. But other than that, I have been a stalwart haiku reader for you for quite a while. And there has been an ebb of flow of people submitting haikus over the years. But I'm very loyal. I'm a very loyal person, and I'm very loyal to my Haiku Friday. So let's get going. All right, it is the first one we have is from Max Q. And Max Q hosts a bunch of different Wordle competitions, which I've been invited to participate in, which is quite an honor for me. And those of you who play Wordle will understand this haiku. It's a streaky game. You're riding high in April and shot down in May. Yep. I just went from like high score one day to low score the next. Wordle, it's a fun game in that there is a great deal of luck involved, but there's also skill. So, which is the best kind of game. All right, here we have a second one from Max Q. Standing in the rain, dry under my umbrella, waiting for my love. Now, isn't that lovely? Now, especially lovely since you consider where Max Q lives has been a drought inflicted over, they probably still are in a drought. Even if they had floods, they would have drought. Would still be technically in a drought. So I can just picture that warm air being replaced by cool, moist air, and then that lovely feeling of waiting for somebody you love. Thank you, Max Q. Thank you. All right, here we have one from Bill. Now, Bill sent a picture. Bill is journeying the Far East with his wife, and this is a beautiful picture, and I will put this on I don't have a way of posting it on the YouTube post, but I can post it on the Facebook post, and it is simply, obviously, somebody left their luggage behind, and it's just there's nothing there but their luggage, and it is very sad. So here we go. Left behind. So sad. Its owner, who's on the train, looks frantically. Oh, wouldn't that be a horrible feeling to leave everything there and then you're looking out the window and you're like, oh no. Ugh. Anyway. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. And thanks for the photo. Like I told Bill, it's more than 1,000 words. It's like a little novel right there in a picture. And I hope you get to see the picture. All right, here is Rikosan's. How do you defame something like a piece of shit posing as the king? Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth, Rikosan? Isn't that the truth? Yes, and I just have to wonder how history, if we do have history, is going to look at this time where the most inept boob, the most corrupt person, probably that I've ever witnessed, corrupt, liar, felon, rapist, pedophile, just a dismal businessman, has lost everything he's ever done. The only success he's had is in a TV show and in swindling people, that this person not only becomes the president of the United States, he also has these people who will never abandon him. And a lot of these people can't abandon him because they're in too deep. They're in too deep. It would take an amazing amount of courage. These people are such cowards, they would rather see everybody destroyed, including themselves, rather than to admit, yes, I was kind of dumb. I got pulled into this cult. And there is no way, you can't tell me that this is not an op, a foreign government op that saw America's weakness of dumb, easily misguided people, and that they totally capitalized on this. Kudos, Russia. Kudos, probably started when you were in the Soviet Union, I would imagine, cultivating this dumb as a turnip, evil as a snake person. The perfect person for you to unleash as a secret weapon against the United States of America. So, yes, well, Rikosan, you unleashed a lot in me with that, so thank you for that. Here is mine, and did I read Rikosan's before I wrote mine? Oh, yeah, I did. You're going to tell that. But I want to read it. And here we go. A rotten mouthful. Hell swallows rotten cultists and their dear leader. Now, that one was, I could have done better. I could have wrote a rotten mouthful. Hell swallows shitty cultists and their dear leader. But I didn't want to be too much like Rikosan's. How about a rotten mouthful, hell swallows trashy cultists and their dear leader. That's what I've changed it to as I read it. A rotten mouthful, hell swallows trashy cultists and their dear leader. Okay, that's good enough for me, and I will change that. What is going on here in Spokane, Washington? Well, we yesterday was asked to give a speech into the North Idaho Pride Alliance and NIPA, and it was having to do with the Transgender Day of Remembrance. So I was asked to give a speech anywhere from like 15 to 20 minutes, and I did like 12 minutes. And then I was planning on doing a little song and dance routine for Trans Day of Remembrance that's tomorrow being observed in Spokane, but I got put down for for doing a speech. So I'm going to take that same speech, and I have to pare it down to 7 minutes, which because that's what they asked for. Nothing can be longer than 7 minutes, and they have a ton of speakers tomorrow, so I get the 7 minute thing. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to take the speech and condense it, and hopefully it's okay. Yeah, so that's going on. Sarah is still in the middle of the chemo. We just finished up the good week. It's kind of a 3-week cycle. The first week is really bad of chemo, and the next 2 get progressively better, and then she gets smacked down again with chemo, which seems to be working on the tumor, it seems like. So we're hopeful, and we are going to really enjoy Thanksgiving this year, and I'll tell you about that later. But I'm really looking forward to Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, Sarah will still be kind of under the weather for that, but Thanksgiving has probably been my favorite holiday. Sometimes Halloween approaches it, but there's something that jibes with the time of year in Thanksgiving, and I get that for Native peoples, that Thanksgiving is not something that you celebrate because, yeah, it was kind of a horrible thing that happened, that you had to take care of a bunch of dipshit religious zealots who kind of abandon everything that Jesus, it's kind of like today, isn't it? People who call themselves Christians who abandon everything that Jesus told them to do simply because it made them feel good to hurt other people. Yeah. and the Native Americans had to take care of these dummies who were ill prepared to do anything over here, but counted on the Native Americans to take care of them, and then accordingly destroyed them, as is their true religion of destruction, just like in full circle here, just like the people who follow the felon. Okay, that's it for my Haiku Friday. If you have a haiku, please send it my way. 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. That's the recipe for a haiku. But you know what? If you stray off the recipe, I'm still going to read it. I'm still going to relish it. So send them my way. You can go to haikufriday.com. There you can see all the haikus. Some that I had originally done. I had originally started the show on a program called Periscope, which was back when Twitter was experimenting with a live feed. That was the first real, well, there was a couple other little ones, but really a very accessible live feed that you could do for big audiences. And that's what I started Haiku Friday on. And then I've drifted to YouTube Live, then Facebook Live, then back to YouTube Live, and then YouTube Live had a problem talking with Max, so I abandoned YouTube Live, and now I'm actually using QuickTime to record this, and then I'll play it on YouTube. So there's different permutations of this program, but all to say, all the early ones have been lost because, I mean, the really early ones, because of Periscope. Periscope no longer exists, and where they went beats me. All right. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week. Hey, I won't see you till after Thanksgiving. Have a great Thanksgiving. Take care. Love ya. Bye.